welcome back to the GFG Invitational Tournament. It looks like they're going to use the portal. They're going bottom with the
They're
portal.
going for the Shrek, it seems.
But I think the
Oh,
X mark is out and the boat. They bring him back into the boat. The
Lovely.
Treant unfortunately walks into the boat as well, and this will be a double kill. 2 kills for GFG. Ob not getting one, and Churubong with the Macropie getting the other.
Going in, he does have his ultimate. He
Oh.
purges it. He just about gets it off. Ranger
Get
getting
down.
Chrono with the focus fire. Raxi pinned, finished off.
That's
That's
already
away running.
back to full health too.
Gets slowed. So
I'm
close. Oh,
gonna
Doom
get
finishes
Doom
it off,
here.
but then he probably pays the
TP's
price. Oh, Khalees just misses it.
Very fucking nice.
All the tips coming out.
Really good.
That was
And nothing
lovely.
will die back here, and that is
Yeah,
GG.
comes out.
And that is the end of the GFG Invitational Tournament. Team Spherical are
Congratulations.
your champions. They take the finals 2-0. Oh, hello. I think we're live.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the GFG Invitational for our second season, 2025. What a year, and we're back. This is
goodness.
our 10-year Invitational tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed that little trailer courtesy of Braxy and some of the music courtesy of Ob Not, who is joining me this evening. How are you, Mark? Are you good?
I am pumped. I'm so
That's
excited
good
for
news.
this.
Awesome, awesome. So this hopefully won't take up much of your Friday evening, guys. We are here just to open the GFG Invitational. Thank you everyone who's jumped into the chat already. I see a good amount of spam, so that's perfect. That is exactly what we need. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you to everyone who signed up to the tournament. I'm very excited to host the tournament for another year. Yeah, so hopefully this doesn't take too much of your time. Just going to intro it very briefly. I know we have a few new people and players around, so I'm just going to take us through who the hell GFG is and what this tournament is, and sort of a bit of background about it just to get us started. And then we'll talk a bit about the teams format and the schedule, which I think is what everybody's really here for, because we need to start scheduling these damn games. So this tournament is the second edition of the GFG Invitational. We had the first edition last year in 2024 in March. I decided that let's just run it back for a second year, as last year was really fun and really enjoyed it. So we're going again. And last year the aim was it was an invitational tournament. It was really about bringing some of the teams that had performed less well, let's say, in GTI 2023, inviting them to play again, because we at GFG wanted to test our mettle against some of the ones we didn't get to play in that tournament as well. But this year it's a bit different. It's not really invitational. It's still in the title, but it's not quite the same. It's more of a sign-up system. We have a rank cap this time, and there is no roles no assigned roles ahead of the tournament either. So anyone can play in any position in any game. We have 7 teams signed up, so this is technically, officially, the biggest tournament we've ever run by one single team. So thank you very much to
my
Team Bernard for getting themselves together at the last moment. Much appreciated. We'll obviously run through all the teams in a moment, but thank you to everybody who signed up. As for GFG, what are we? Why are we here? How have we been around for 10 years, you may ask, and still be this bad at Dota? Well, let me explain. We are from the UK. We're just an amateur team. We formed on Halloween 2015, and we played several small UK tournaments like Blink Dota, Blunk Dota, other things like that in around the 2016, 17, 18 time. And when we were all at university, young and naive, and thought we might get better at this game. We even actually managed to progress, Mark, you might remember this, we progressed through one round of the International 2016 Open Qualifiers.
Second round of TI, baby.
Yeah, so that was on a technicality. because one of the opposing team's players failed to ready up and face it, and so we got a bye through to the next round where we were unceremoniously actually beaten quite handily by probably an actual professional team. Um,
You didn't have to say that bit. You could have.
I could have massaged it a little bit, but hey, listen, let's just leave it there.
Nothing if not honest.
In more recently though, we've obviously ran our own tournament last year. We played in the Masters as well last year, and then GTI 2023. We played in that too. That was actually GTI 2023 was where we actually won our first official match. We 2-0'd Ludimir Trailbusters, so we actually won. Yeah, so we actually
First
won
match and our first series.
our first match and series in that very tournament. And we never looked back, and we've obviously lost most of the ones we've played since then, so that's absolutely fine.
Our win rate is shockingly bad.
It is dreadful. I think mine, obviously I play for a couple of other teams. I think my overall like pro win rate is at like 4 or 5% or something stupid like that. If you want to look on Dota Buff when you're doing research to play us,
I'm checking mine right now.
you can find out. Yeah, we have not had a good time. So our original stack actually 10 years ago was actually the GFG is short for George Foreman plus Grill. We had 4 lads and a lass in the team, and so that was our original stack 10 years ago. Unfortunately, the first announcement I have to make is quite a sad one. Marshy, who was the Grill in George Foreman plus Grill, has informed me that her MacBook will no longer be able to run Dota 2, and so therefore she has been forcibly retired by equipment from Dota 2. So I'd just like a brief moment's pause of silence for Marshy's MacBook as a sub is gifted. That's great timing. That's deafened me. So a moment's silence for the Marshy MacBook. And that's all we'll get. So thank you guys for joining me on that one. I don't know how she went so long running Dota on a MacBook. She'll have to answer those questions.
It was a valiant effort to go that far on it anyway.
The next moment's silence that we need to have is, of course, for our namesake George Foreman, who sadly passed away earlier this year. That is a genuine rest in peace and F in the chat. So
Yeah.
please put some Fs in the chat and take a moment to just thank George for all he's given us. More specifically, just the name, which we then changed because I didn't want to be sued. I don't know why I thought that would happen, but hey, listen, you never know with these things. So rest in peace, George. Thank you very much for our name, and a moment's silence. And so, with all those nice, those somber moments out of the way, let's get into the GFG Invitational 2025. It's why we're here. That is why we're here. Do you want to start with the teams, Mark? Should we go through the teams? Where would you like to start?
Yeah.
Team-wise,
Let's run it down.
I've got the logos.
Yeah.
I'll bring. Oh, that's the thing there. The logos are here.
Nice.
Just a caveat before you get started. Team Bernard yet to send me a logo, so I have just put the character Bernard in.
I think they should keep that still.
So hopefully this is your logo, guys. If not, then I'm sorry if I missed a message which does have your actual logo. But hey, listen, we've got Bernard here, so that's all good. Take it away, Mark. Who would you like to start with in terms of the teams?
Yeah, well, as you say, we've got 7 teams this year, so, one up from last time. And let's start with, GFG. What better place to start? As you say, we haven't got a grill this year. So I think the nominated grill is going to be Duran Bomb. He fits that role nicely. We've also got yourself, Scotty Boy, myself, not Braxy, and hopefully going to carry us to victory is Kamaya. I'm assuming we're putting him in the mid lane. I have no idea. We haven't really sorted that out. We'll figure it out. But the beauty of this tournament is that you can go anywhere, so we can change it up. And I think that might help us. I think a lot of our players, like to mix up the lanes, so maybe having a bit of flexibility will be beneficial for us.
Yeah, we don't tend to. We tend to be hero-based players rather than role-based players. I think. We don't see. We tend to mix it up quite a lot, even in pubs and stuff. So, yeah, definitely something that helps
that both
us.
gives us an advantage, and maybe gives other teams a disadvantage because it might make them second guess their picks.
The rest
Yeah,
of the teams are listening right now. We're not supposed to say that this is.
Hey, listen, I've looked up my win rate and it's 13%. So if you
Damn.
can't beat us, it's not because of our tactics here. You've heard a lot about GFG, so I'm going to leave it at that. Nothing more to say on them.
Cool.
We also, next up, we have Team Spherical. They are, of course, the reigning champions. They took the title last time round. I would say they're the favourites to win this year as well, in my opinion, at least. They've got a solid stack. They play together, I think, quite often. So their team, community, is good. I'm pretty sure they have the highest average rank from my various eyeballings. Rank doesn't mean everything, but that's there. It's there for the thinking. They do have an ancient player in the form of Sleepy Moon, so watch out for that if you're playing against Team Spherical.
For sure. For
We
sure.
have next up we have OGs. Again, a very familiar team. We've played against them a few times before. Although I will say their only ticketed events on Dota Buff where they've won were against the Tit Warblers in GTI, which
Yeah, we
both
don't.
you and I were in.
Oh no. Oh. Oh no.
Maybe now we're back with the GFG stack. We can change the course of history there. They do have one change out. They have a Time Twister has been subbed in for Lone Soldier. I'm assuming that's a rank thing. Lone Soldier was quite high rank, so maybe just put them over the cap.
Yeah, I
But they've got
think.
Time Twister in this time, and I think he was from Team Sit Out, so I think they kind of have a few different players, but he's moved across to OGs. Yeah, another fairly solid team, I think. Got some good players in there. Again, that rank is kind of solid throughout. It's kind of middle, so
Yeah.
not too much variation there.
I've got a note actually for all the casters from Team OGs that Peebo, really trustworthy, must always be referred to by his full name.
I think it's actually really varied.
Sorry, I've already done it wrong. Good God. When I'm casting, this is going to be great. So yeah, we need to always refer to Peebo, really very trustworthy by his full name. That was when I asked for any special requests in the sign up form. That is what OGs put in. So message for all the casters there, just on OGs.
Yeah, I'll be sure to make sure whenever I say Peebo, really very trustworthy, I'll make sure I say the full Peebo, really very trustworthy.
Exactly.
Moving on, we have Team Sit Out. Once again, a familiar team. I believe they played last time as well. I'm not sure.
Not last
Maybe they
time.
just played in GTI.
Yeah,
You've definitely, been around the block.
we've cast them a few times, I think, as well.
They have won the prize for having a player on their team with the hardest name to type, which is a catastrophe because it's all caps and it's numbers, and it took me honestly 5 minutes to write out his name. So they win that. They win that prize. As I said, Time Twister has moved across to OGs, so they, I think, have catastrophe in for him. So we'll see what difference that makes to their lineup. They have a fairly varied win rate. I think they I don't know where they've ended up in GTI, but I think they won a few and lost a few, so they're a solid mid-table, which I think for this tournament puts them kind of in the upper end of things. So they could do quite well. Could do quite well here. Again, a pretty solid average. in terms of rank, all very kind of close together, so should all be on the same page.
Yeah. Um,
Who doesn't have that
yeah.
is it's the Fry Guy from Fumblers, otherwise known as FGF. Solid shout out to the name for them. They have on their team Psychovert. Now, Psychovert is a Divine 1, which to a player like me is making me quake in my boots. But I'm assured by the Guardian 1 and the Herald 2, which are also in their team, to bring down that average rank to make sure they fit under the cap. So they have an absolutely massive gap in a skill level within their team. So it could work out for them, you know, if Psychovert gets on the front edge of things and gets some farm, could absolutely dominate a game. But in the same vein, if they keep giving away kills on their lesser skilled players, then who knows? It's going to be an interesting team to watch. I'm certainly intrigued with how they end up doing. They're also a new team, I believe,
They
formed
are.
for this tournament. So yeah,
They
excited to see
are.
how they get on.
Yeah, not to be confused with the FGF of last year, which was of course the official George Foreman and Grill second team, which I believe was 4 grills plus 4 man, which um,
It's a lot of people.
which yeah, it did not help us win any games last year. Closest we came was against I think Ice Shitters last year. That was the team I was playing for. I think you were in that game as well as Sniper.
I think I was. I was
So yeah,
certainly in.
this is a legally distinct different team.
Yep.
Quite a
Not
fun
officially.
conversation that I had with Falcus when he presented me with the team name FGF, and I was like, "Do you know we already had one?" Very funny. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how, like you say, how the disparity between the two impacts things. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, will be very exciting to watch.
Uh, Also, our penultimate team here is the Gub called Dota Division, otherwise known as GCDD. The interesting thing I think about this team is that they have 3 players that kind of like to play core. Sorry, they have 2 players that kind of like to play different positions in terms of cores. So they could also use this flexible positioning option to their advantage. So both Jax and Maddie both play. They both play mid. I think they both play off lane. So yeah, could be interesting to see if they switch things up. Might make the draft slightly more difficult to draft against if you don't know quite which direction they're going in. And finally, we have Bernard, which again is a brand new team.
Oh.
I believe it's just random people who don't know each other and have just kind of signed up. So we love to see that. The only issue I can see at the moment is that they have 4 players that want to play support. Although I believe at least a couple of them are happy to play carry, so they'll be jumping over there. They also have an ancient player in the form of Bacon Sorcerer, and they have quite a few good players, a few legends as well. But so they could be one to watch. I don't think their rank in terms of average is anywhere is as much as Team Spherical, but they'll certainly give them a run for their money, I imagine. And yeah, they're not like a preformed group, so might struggle in the kind of early days, but
I am
towards the
reading
end of the tournament,
I'm
they might
reading in the
kind
chat
of get together.
that they don't have a Discord server. Yeah, I don't think. So I
Oh, right.
don't know
Okay.
how the team communication is going so far, but without this I mean is the placeholder logo for Team Bernard. But what I think actually Team Bernard might be a fan favorite team in this tournament, simply judged by the amount of Feel the Burn that was posted in the chat right after we started talking about them. So yeah, another team I'm very excited to see how they do. Like you say,
Yeah,
because it is sort of 5 players who come from different places to see how well they can put it together and do.
yeah.
So that's really
I get a
exciting.
feeling that as the tournament goes on, they may start to kind of click together and really, get something done. So yeah,
Awesome.
want to watch.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the teams.
There we go. Lovely
All
stuff.
7 of them.
So those are the 7 teams. Just to run you through once again, we have GFG, the hosts, and probably worst. No, I don't know. We don't know that yet. We'll find out. GFG, Team Spherical, who are the reigning champions. Team Sit Out, OGs, GCDD, FGF, not to be confused with the previous FGF, and of course, Bernard. Feel the burn. Those are your 7 teams. So all that's left now is to discuss the format, and then we can leave you to your Friday night, the format and the schedule, and we can leave you to your Friday night then. So just to run through the format, this is how it's going to work. I would be sad if I played in the tournament and didn't get to play against Bernard. So what I've decided is that we will have one big 7-team group, which will take up the majority of the tournament. So it's a 7-team group, so one group stage effectively. Those 7 teams, all of us will play each other over 3 weeks. We'll play each team in a series once. Each series will be best of 2, so there can be draws, and that will go into the big table. At the end of that, wherever you rank in the table, 1 to 7, if you're first, great news, you get a bye straight through to the grand final. But if you finish second and third, we're going to have a little playoff game, best of 3, to decide who then gets to challenge whoever finishes first to win the GFG Invitational 2025. This is kind of an amalgamation of the number of teams. The format was kind of up in the air for a while because we weren't sure how many teams we were going to get. I obviously put out a feedback form last year as well, and having one group and then having a massive double elim bracket means that everybody just plays each other again. We've already played each other once. We kind of know what the outcomes are likely to be. So let's bypass all of that and give first place obviously an advantage for winning the group stage, but then second and third and a bonus chance to get into the final. Obviously gives a few more games to get hyped about, and then you have that whole grand final hype for the final game. We can get everybody together, celebrate the tournament, and crown a winner. So that's the
Indeed.
idea. Yeah,
I'm liking the fact that GFG are currently in the position 1 on the old league table.
We did sign ourselves up first, so we are technically first currently in the table. Hopefully that format is all right. I am open to feedback on it, but at least for this year, I think that's what we're going to go with. Just to summarize again, because people are asking in the chat, group stage games are all best of 2. So play each other twice, 2 games back to back in the series, and then if it's 1-1, that's a 1-1, 2-0, 2-0, whichever way it goes. Top 3 get a chance to win the tournament. First place goes straight through to the final. Second and third place play off for the chance to play first in the final. I can share stuff in the Discord in a bit. I've got loads of stuff to post this evening, so my admin will continue into the night. So don't worry, I will share what the standings look like and everything else, and hopefully that's explained. But I'm also available if you need to ask any questions, just message in the Discord. I will get back to you as soon as I can. As for the fixtures, we have the week 1 fixtures already drawn, just because of the number of teams, because there are 7 teams in the tournament. There will be, most weeks you'll play 2 games, but some weeks you might play 1, with the exception of OGs, who the final week won't have a game because of the way that the tournament works. So here are, that's the wrong one. That's right. Oh, we're hiding behind this. Hold on, let me move us. Whee! There we go. So this is the week 1 fixtures. So that's from tomorrow. I'm assuming no one's going to schedule and play a game tonight. So from tomorrow until next Sunday is the first week of the tournament. So in that we have OGs versus Bernard. We have FGF versus GCDD. We have Sit Out versus Spherical. We also have Spherical versus OGs. We have Sit Out versus GCDD and GFG versus Bernard. So this week, FGF and GFG only have 1 game each. Everyone else has 2. But then next week, 2 of the other teams will also have only 1 game each. But yeah, these are the fixtures for this week. any standouts for you, Mark, in these? I have one personally, but
Well, I'm looking forward to our game against Bernard.
yeah, me too.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to Sit Out versus Spherical because I think that could be a really, really interesting game and a really fun one, as
Yeah.
well as obviously seeing how, FGF and Bernard stack up against the other teams in the tournament will be exciting. So, yeah. So I'll again gonna post all this into the Discord over the course of this evening. So please bear with me because I've got quite a lot to chuck in there. But the captains of these teams, basically every team, captain of your teams, please could you start to make contact with the other teams that you're going to be playing and trying to establish when is best to play. Obviously, we're right into the tournament. We're going to try and wrap it up within May just so it doesn't drag on too long, but we'll try and leave some overlap into other weeks if we need to for teams that might have a bit more going on than others. So yeah, that's basically everything. Any final thoughts, Mark, before we wrap it all up? I might play the trailer again because people were hyped on that. With
Yeah,
that.
that was pretty sick actually. It's done wonders there. Just to say thank you to you for setting all this up. I know I certainly appreciate having the opportunity to play against some other teams, and obviously other teams have signed up, so I'm sure they are also appreciative. So thank you very much. Good luck to all the teams. May Gaben bless you, and your games be favourable.
Wow. With that being said, then, thank you everybody who tuned into the stream. I've got a couple of new follows, so thank you very much for those as well. Me and Mark will be streaming as many of the games as we probably can. I think there are a few other casters signed up. If there is anybody else in the chat or elsewhere who would like to cast a game, please just reach out to me. I can add you to the casters channel, and we can get you set up and sorted. So no worries. I think I need to send all the casters the graphics and everything anyway. So that's another thing I've got to do this evening too. So it's all chalking up. But yeah, thanks to everybody who has joined, and I'll leave you once again with the wonderful trailer made by Braxy, scored by Ob, and we will see you in a Dota 2 game very, very soon with the GFG Invitational. Have a great Friday evening and lovely weekend. And if you're in the UK, obviously bank holiday. Take care and peace out. Everybody, and welcome back to the GFG Invitational Tournament. It looks like they're going to use the portal. They're going bottom with the
They're
portal.
going for the Shrek, it seems.
But I think the
Oh,
X mark is out and the boat. They bring him back into the boat.
Lovely.
The Treant unfortunately walks into the boat as well, and this will be a double kill. 2 kills for GFG. Ob not getting one, and Churenbong with the Macropie getting the other.
Going in, he does have his ultimate. He
Oh.
purges it. Or just about gets it off. Ranger
Get
getting
down.
Chrono with the focus fire. Raxi pinned, finished off.
That's
That's away
already
running.
back to full health too.
Gets slowed. So
I'm
close. Oh,
gonna
Doom
get
finishes
Doom
it off,
here.
but then he probably pays the
TP's
price. Oh, Khalees just misses it.
Very fucking nice.
All the tips coming out.
Really good.
That was
And nothing will
lovely.
die back here, and that is
GG
GG.
comes out.
And that is the end of the GFG Invitational Tournament. Team Spherical are
Congratulations.
your champions. They take the finals 2-0.